So glad you could join us, Brian. First thing, I was driving over here. I guess you, Olin Buchanan, and a few others have had a chance to cover A&M full time and had a chance to cover Texas full time. Is it the one and the same? Is things different covering Texas than it was covering A&M?
Well, first off, thank you for that incredible introduction. Serious question. Incredible intro. I really appreciate that. Yes, we may or may not have delved off topic many a time. But that said, you're right. There's not many sports writers in our state who have covered both, universities on a full-time basis. To me, they're dramatically different in very different ways. That's not to say that one is necessarily better than the other. They're just it's night and day differences, quite frankly. And the fan bases are different, obviously, too. And you have to take all that into account. The one thing that you always have to remember when you're covering Texas A&M is the specific language in and of itself, right? There's no such thing as alums, right? They're former students. You have to remember the war hymn and all those types of things, which I think was great. I mean, I absolutely loved it. Of course, I got on the beat, and within 3 weeks, the VIP newsletter scandal broke, and so it's like, wait a minute, my bosses are asking me at the Dallas Morning News, wait a minute, how come you didn't know about this? And I'm like, because it was a secret. Maybe the secret newsletter, perhaps. So that was my indoctrination into covering Fran, into covering A&M. Fran did not, as we know, that Fran did not make it through the balance of the year. That year, he's the one who got up and stormed off when our man, who was the AD, it's going to kill me that I can't remember his name. Remember the AD sat down at the table after the Texas game, the win over Texas. And announced,
Bill Byrne, come on.
Bill Byrne, that's right. Bill Byrne, that's right. His name escaped me all of a sudden. He follows me on Twitter, though. He doesn't send me any nice notes like he does send Mike Finger. But that's a whole nother story. So great times. The Mark Turgeon era was fantastic. The DeAndre Jordan year, or the DeAndre Jordan 6 months of A&M basketball was so memorable. I mean, how can anyone forget that, right? Just lots of good stuff happening there, in Aggie land during that time.
So how did you ever think you'd be doing this job where Texas wouldn't be playing A&M? I mean, when we were back there kidding around about how much A&M and Texas meant to each other, when you and I were in the beat at the same time, to think now it's been years since I talked to you to ask about sports, because Texas and A&M, other than in chat rooms, are not really doing anything.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's sad. I mean, I know that, I know that there are a lot of diehard Aggies who say good riddance and believe in that, and that's fine. I have nothing against that, but I do think that this is a game that should be played. I think it's a game that, it's about coworkers against coworkers. It's about family members against family members. I think it's a game that should be played now, tomorrow, until the end of time, regardless of what conference anybody's in or what kind of hard feelings there were. And I think enough time has passed that some of those feelings are healed up a little bit. But the schedules are full, which I don't buy that as an excuse. I tell you what, I know this, guys. I would be a lot harder on the Texas folks if the Big 12 only had 8 conference games. A&M has only 8 conference games. Texas has 9 now. But if they had only 8 conference games, man, I think we would be on our side of the fence. We would be all over Texas to make this happen. Now whether A&M ever wanted to or not, who knows? But like I said, I think it's a game that should be played.